Lisa Mateo working right to happy hour on Friday. She has a Stock Movers. It's a podcast. Lisa.
We do. A lot of earnings to get through. Okay, so we'll start with Tesla. TSLA down nearly 4%. So here's the thing. It was a record quarter of vehicle sales, but profit fell. That extended the string of weaker than expected profit to 4 quarters in a row. Now, on the earnings call, Elon Musk, he spoke about a few things. One, he talked about humanoid robots. He talked about AI programs. He also talked about self-driving technology. He asked investors to back his trillion-dollar compensation package, too. But what he really failed to touch upon, and what analysts were saying, is that how Tesla is going to revive its core business of selling EVs. And that's what kind of they wanted to hear, and they didn't get that. There was a 40% drop in operating profit. So that was the issue there. Their operating expenses soared 50% to $3.4 billion in the quarter. And tariff costs exceeding $400 million for Tesla.
Yeah, I don't think it's about being a car company anymore. He's trying to get into the focus on all the other things that they're working on.
But is it just a car company? Is all the other stuff hope and prayers?
It is, but I would argue that's generally been the Tesla / Elon Musk story from day
for
one.
A long time.
But now you really have to hang your hat on all that.
Is Ed Ludlow driving his Tesla with his hands off the wheel?
I think he is. I don't know.
Every time he's with us, he hedges it.
He says he has a problem with the Golden Gate Bridge.
Yeah, well, fine. Splashing into the water. We hope not.
Toll booths are an issue, he said.
What do you got next?
Okay, T-Mobile, ticker TMUS. Shares have been kind of back and forth, wavering back and forth. So it basically gained about 1 million new mobile phone subscribers. It raised its outlook for the year. It was all kept afloat because they had that recent acquisition of U.S. Cellular, and it absorbed about 4.5 million customers from that. It's their highest third quarter result in that category in more than a decade, so it was some good news for them. What also helped drive new subscribers, analysts are saying it's the Apple iPhone 17 release in September. People wanted it, and so they kind of traded and went to that. And they expect to add as many as 3.3 million wireless subscribers for the year, about 130,000 fiber home internet customers. But we've been talking about this big battle between them, AT&T, Verizon. Where are you going to go? And that's the question.
Where are people going now? I mean, there was a huge T-Mobile success at one point, but I don't know really where it is right now.
It comes down to price. I'm actually going to start shopping around, so we'll see.
Really?
Yes. I got to cut some expenses out somewhere. So that's where it's got to be.
John Legere, if you're listening over at T-Mobile, give her a magenta T-shirt.
Magenta. A new iPhone. There you go.
Yeah. What do you got?
Okay. I also want to go down to IBM because their shares have really been taking a hit, down more than 7%. Disappointing revenue. There were 2 key software categories, including their closely watched Red Hat unit. And if you're wondering, what is that Red Hat? So that basically helps customers manage their data applications among different types of computing equipment. But the investors see those categories as critical to growth, and they didn't see the growth. So that's what they didn't like. Third quarter sales in that hybrid cloud unit that includes Red Hat increased 14%, which was a slowdown from the previous period, but also below estimates too. So investors were not happy with that.
Yeah, and the stock, had been up 30% this year. So it had been getting some of the AI love a little bit. And part of it was due to that Red Hat, which was an acquisition they made, 10 years ago, maybe. And it was a big, big deal for them at the time to try to turn this old stodgy tech company around. It was working, so says Anurag Rana, for years, but a little bit of a hiccup here this quarter.
Have they succeeded?
Yeah. I mean, Anurag Rana from Bloomberg Intelligence has said, that was a good acquisition. They somehow turned this battleship kind of in the right direction, but a little bit of a hiccup here today, it looks like.
We'll have to see. The Stock Movers, it's a podcast. Lisa Mateo doing that. Others as well through the day. Very popular. Sort of check in on what's moving among the equity markets.